Hey folks, so it is the end of the season and I decided to do a little bit of a State of the Union for my garden. It doesn't look great currently, but could be worse, so I'm not too worried about it. But I did want to document where I'm at right now with the garden and what I'm going to be working on moving forward. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a fall cleanup, so let's jump right into it. I got a little tripod and it's really going to help out, I think. So this is the rain barrel that I have to empty out and put away that my husband broke the spigot on the other day. That was fun. This is the new area that we planted up this year that started off as a shade garden, and I realized about halfway through that it was in fact not a shade garden, and instead it is a full sun bed. So I made some adjustments throughout the season, but we're going to be making more next year. But I'm very happy with this new garden bed. I think it looks really pretty. I'm happy at how I got the little pavers to look. This is the garden bed, the vegetable garden bed. It was not the best year for it because I felt like I was so involved in landscaping this year that I kind of just forgot about the vegetable bed. And to be honest, I probably should have started the tomatoes a lot earlier. I should have up-potted them, etc., etc. Lesson learned. Next year, it's going to be a little different. So, but we still have kale. The kale is going strong. If in doubt, just grow kale. That's my advice. We got a few ferns hanging out back there that look great. And the black raspberries have their canes for next year, so I'm excited. I think we're going to get a nice amount of berries next year, I hope. So this is my bird bath planter. I apologize for the wind. It's doing really well. I'm probably going to just leave it out here, to be honest, for the winter because it will survive, because it is really tough. So you may or may not remember this part. It's the side of my neighbor's house that I started landscaping last year, I think. Yeah, I got a few things in the ground. We finished getting just about everything in, but I do have a few stragglers over here that we're going to be putting into the ground today because I've been neglecting these plants. God help these plants. So yeah, I'm going to be putting these guys into the ground today because they're better in the ground than in their can. So that's what we're doing today. And then I might, if I have time, finish putting the pavers, but if that's something that has to wait until the weekend, then that's what it is. Ooh, that is a roof tile. I'm hoping not from our house, but we had a really bad windstorm and very likely could be ours. This is a new area. There's going to be an added vegetable bed here, which I'm really, really excited about. I'm going to be working on filling it up next year. The compost pile, we had some volunteer squash that never actually gave us any squash, but we did have some volunteer squash. I will be moving this compost pile to the other side of the gate because this is going to be the girls' new little hangout area. So we're going to be working on that next year also. So, it's always in flux. There's always projects, but it's fun. It's all good stuff. So a lot of this stuff was hosses that I didn't move out of the way because we did move the hammock here. My husband has since put the hammock there, since put the hammock away, I should say. And then I got a cattle panel. To put up so that we could have some greenery, some trumpet vine, some clematis and stuff like that, vine up it for next year and kind of create this little green privacy fence, if you will, on the cheap, because we only spent like $20 on the cattle panel, which is neat. So we'll see. I will keep you updated about how that goes next year. And that is a fox right there. That's my dog's toy fox. That's my dog. I'm really hoping you can hear me because it's so windy. Okay, and then this is the area by the tree. This is usually my favorite area. Right now it's very much in flux. I had to make some changes because the sweet woodruff, which is, let's see if I can show you, this right over here, it's beautiful, but unfortunately doesn't do well in drought situations, which unfortunately because of this black walnut, we have a drought situation. Hostas are super tough, which is why I committed to the hostas. And lamium is really tough, so I committed to the lamium this year. And so far, the lamium, like the lamium's going strong. It looks great. So I'm hoping that that will be the new direction that we go with this bed, and I think it'll look even better next year. But I'm excited. That is one of the new planters I got this at the beginning of the season. I put a forsythia in there because I love forsythias and because we had it where the hammock is currently and I needed to find a new spot for it. And I figured that this way, when it does bloom, I'll see it from the porch, which is nice. The deck that desperately needs to be redone. Story of my life. That's some German ivy in a planter, and then my under the deck hostas that are awesome. And then we've got some very tired planters that need to be cleaned out. I don't know if I'll get to it today. I have a lot of stuff to do in the front of the house too. So we'll see. I might not get to it, but if I get to it, I'm just going to be cleaning them out and maybe throwing some mulch on the top just to, I don't know. I don't know what I'm protecting. I might be planting an arborvitae in here just to overwinter. We'll see. But this is what the garden looks like so far. And, you know, we're at the end of the season, but I'm excited. It's been a nice long season, and I'm excited to enjoy the holidays and then get back to gardening. I'm gonna pretend that the rest of the winter isn't happening. So we are on my front porch. I'm gonna be trying to give a little bit of a tour, but I feel weird speaking out loud. So let me just show you what it looks like, what I'm gonna be working on, and then we'll get started. This is the bench. Looks great. I gotta refinish it next year. I got a few plants that need to go in the ground. These are my concrete planters. I would like to throw some daffodils and tulips in there, so I'm going to be doing that hopefully today. So here's the front. That's my little tree, my little spruce. Everything's starting to lose its leaves. I'm very sad about it, but here we go. So it's super windy, so I hope you can hear me, but this is what it looks like right now, which I am thrilled to pieces about, honestly. It looks great. That's my butterfly bush that I put this year, and I'm really happy with it. And then here are my little sedums. This is the part of the front yard that I have to mulch, etc. So we'll see. All right. But yeah, this is the arbor that my husband got me. So see that rose start to climb that. That'd be neat. But everything's starting to lose its leaves. It's all very sad. But it was a good season. I'm sad that it's over. I'm going to be planting some daffodils and some hyacinths, and I think I have exactly six tulips. It's a long story filled with size, but I won't go into that right now. So I'm going to try to get those planted and in the ground where they're going. And then I'm going to try to finish up the stuff that I have going on in the back. Hopefully I'll get to it, but if not, it's not a big deal. I can get to it this weekend. And yeah, Come along with me. Okay, so I'm going to start on the porch because it's just a little bit easier. I want to loosen up the soil around these guys. I'm going to be using this soil just because it seems silly to start fresh when there's a new season coming in just a few short months. So I'm going to use what I have in there. I'm going to loosen it up, move it out for now, plant the daffs and the tulip bulbs. I have some hyacinths. So I have these Magic Carpet Mix hyacinths. I will be planting those in the exterior. I have some smaller mini daffs that I don't have a picture of. And then the tulip bulbs I also don't have a picture of because it was like the last 6 that they had. Again, it was something that was sort of out of my control. I put in a order on a website and they didn't send it to me, and then it was a whole thing. All right, anyways, we're gonna get started. Here we go. So just kidding, because my neighbor brought over some leaves, which means I am now going to take those leaves and mulch them so they don't fly all over the place in the wind. And then I'm going to mulch my garden bed, which was on my to-do list. It just got bumped up a little bit. And then I'll finish up with the lighting, the tree, and all that good stuff. All right. So this is a little bit of area that I have on the side of the house. Between myself and my neighbor's house, I'm going to spread out the leaves, and then I'm going to go over them with the mower. Mulch. I'm gonna go put that on my garden bed and I will be right back to finish up the rest. So today has not worked out the way I had planned, but it's okay because things are getting done, just not exactly what I had planned to do. So I mulched up the leaves and covered the garden bed. I'll make sure I get some footage of that before I head back in. But I am going to attempt to finish this project before my kids get home. And if I don't get to it, then I don't get to it. It's not a big deal. All right. Take 3 on this project. So I'm sweating, but it's done. I planted the daffodils, the three tulips per container I had. I even hooked up the solar lights. Let me move these so you can see. But yeah, I'm quite happy. What I'm going to be doing in the next few weeks is I'm going to be getting some evergreens to just shove in there. I think I'm going to keep it there for now because it's been kind of a crazy hectic day and I'm exhausted. But fall cleanup is not over. Not even today cleanup is over. I will be having to put away all the things that you see there. So here is the vegetable garden bed, all nice and mulched. I love the way it looks. I did have to water it. I didn't get video footage of me watering it in, but rest assured it is watered in, so hopefully if we get a lot of wind it won't blow everywhere. But thank you for coming on this journey with me, and I will see you next week.